Finally, I think we should talk about what actually happens when you're diagnosed with diabetes. If you're diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, then you need to be seeing a physician. End of story. I'm sorry. However, the other stuff that I'll be talking about will still be helpful for you in terms of like a lifestyle perspective, but it will just be a bit more nuanced because you're going to have to manage your insulin on top of that. That being said, if you're diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that this can be reversed. The bad news is that it's hard to do and it's going to take a lot of work. However, if someone tells you that you're going to have type 2 diabetes for life, most likely with a solid plan, motivation, the right resources, and hard work, it can be reversed. I've typically never seen anybody reverse their diabetes with minor changes, as it usually takes pretty big lifestyle changes. That doesn't mean it's not possible with multiple small changes over time, but usually the cases I've seen are where people drastically change their diet or they start exercising and lose a bunch of weight. However, I don't want to make it sound like you should just give up if you don't think you can do that. I just want to help encourage you that we can use this as an opportunity of this diagnosis of diabetes to kind of kickstart and help reverse the ship and implement some healthy lifestyle habit changes. There's really no groundbreaking tips or tricks, but rather if you follow the steps we've talked about before in previous podcasts, then gradually you start seeing a change. However, you don't have to do this alone, and sometimes taking a medication can help get things under control in the short term. There are tons of medications that have been developed, and fortunately, a lot of these medications are really safe and really effective. In fact, some of the newer medications actually may help with weight loss in addition to helping blood sugars levels, so there's some really exciting options out there. Also, unlike patients with type 1 diabetes, insulin isn't necessary, although there are plenty of folks with type 2 diabetes who do use insulin because they are so profoundly insulin resistant. However, patients can still come off of insulin as well, as long as they have some beta cells in the pancreas that can still make insulin. My goal as a physician is to try to use medication judiciously, and it's always my intent to try to get off medications for my patients if they want to, but sometimes that isn't feasible. Maybe you're trying your best, but it's just not working, or you have a super stressful time in your life and you're going through a lot. You aren't a failure if you use medication. I would much rather have you use medications to help control things rather than have you be uncontrolled but doing it the natural way. And maybe it'll just be a temporary situation, we don't know. But we know that the longer sugars aren't controlled, the more long-term consequences we tend to see. So just be honest with yourself. If there is no way you can make enough lifestyle changes at this point in your life, then maybe it's time to start a medication, then work to wean off that if you want to later down the line. Regardless, I want to work with my patients in a team-like environment, and I hope you can do the same with your physician to help figure out the best path for you. Thanks so much for joining me today. Now get off the internet, go be active, and enjoy your life. We'll see you next time.